This is WRC TV channel for Washington, D.C., and it is time now for News for Saturday. Saturday, September 12th, 1964, 7 o'clock. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins here now. Your news headlines here. Our top story at 7 o'clock is in Oregon, Illinois, where Senator Barry Goldwater accused the United States Supreme Court yesterday of exercising raw and naked power federal appropriations that met the school per decisions. He said that of all of the three branches of government in today's Supreme Court is the least faithful of the constitutional tradition limited in government. The senator attacked the court in a speech this afternoon before the American Political Science Association in Chicago. It was the final day of Mr. Goldwater's first full week of active campaigning, and the senator said that he was pleased with the initial response. Here in Oregon, a small town near the conservative city of Rockford in northwestern Illinois, about 90 miles west of Chicago, the senator said that there's a rising tide of the political change in the nation. He also said that this large crowd that also had turned out to see him this week indicate that people everywhere seem fed up. Senator Goldwater said he thought Americans were fed up with the dark hints of scandal in the present administration, the growing sense of drift and lawlessness in our cities and suburbs, and absolutely fed up with it. The defeats, retreats, mistakes, medals, and misread in our foreign affairs. State police estimated that more than 10,000 people heard Mr. Goldwater at the county fairgrounds here. The crowd overflowed in the grandstand and spilled into the park. Jacksonville, Florida, slogging fat bucking climbing over shattered concrete. President Johnson got a first-hand look yesterday at the massive damage done by Hurricane Dora along the northeastern Florida Gulf Coast. And the northeastern Florida coast. There, hastily altered in his official schedule, Mr. Johnson flew to Jacksonville this afternoon in his jet, cruising slowly along the Georgia and Florida shores at the altitude of 900 feet to give the chief executive a panoramic view of the disaster area. After making a low-altitude flight as south as St. Augustine, the president headed into the Jacksonville Naval Air Station to be briefed on hurricane damage before driving to the beach to see the worst of the devastation. At Jacksonville Beach, Mr. Johnson got out of his closed limousine and picked his way by the slime and debris to inspect the smashed drilling where all outside walls have been torn away into the force of the powerful winds and water. Mr. Johnson told the owner of the home, Earl Simpson, his own sympathy, "I feel sorry for you." After driving farther up to the beach, his car rolled in at times about 6 inches of water. The president made it and never stopped to inspect the $40,000 beach homes that had been undermined by Dora's huge tide. Turning to Senator Special Donald, Democrat of Florida, Mr. Johnson said, "Oh, I believe it was worse than you told me that." Why did we stop? Mr. Johnson shook hands with small knots of hurricane victims who had rushed out of their damaged homes for a handshaking a few words with the chief executive here. Governor Ferris Brown of Florida was on hand to greet the president at the Naval Air Station and gathered around heavily damaged Jacksonville, a city of 250,000 that felt the full punch of powerful Hurricane Dora. In London, at the urging of Malaysia, Britain has worked out the stage program that affirmed determined against preventing Indonesian attacks was learned today. And yesterday, the United States has been informed that the British retaliation would include air-sea bombardment in Indonesian bases if immediate steps fail. President Johnson's action against North Vietnam after the Gulf of Tonkin attack on the U.S. destroyers is considered a solid and successful precedent. It was understood that Washington has neither disproved nor approved of this contingency plan, but it is asked to be kept advised because of possible U.S. involvement in the conflict should spread. The first return and effort is concentrated in the United Nations, however. Britain and hopes for a strong Security Council resolution denounced an Indonesian sea and paratroopers in Malaya. It was thought that it might persuade Indonesian President Sukarno. A leading East German atomic scientist and former deputy director of Russia's best-known nuclear research center defected to the West early this month and now was in the United States State Department to close yesterday. The defector, who has been granted asylum here, 53-year-old Hermes Marit Stanley Prize winner and most recently director of the East Germany Central Institute for Nuclear Research at Rosendorf near Dresden. As far as it can be ascertained, which should be able to provide American scientists with a great deal of information about peaceful atomic pursuits in the Soviet Union in East Germany. It does not appear, however, that a part which will prove to be as a which of the source of the aid and American intelligence officials seek clear answers to critical questions about Soviet atomic weapons and available biological material indicates that power has been the most accurate in its non-weapons research and is generally agreed that the Soviets have carefully isolated the top atomic weapons experts from the other nuclear scientists. A Senate and Congress amendment designed to displace a controversial Turkson Republican writer on the foreign aid bill last night Israel came under an increase in fire from Senate Democratic liberals. As a result of the complete revision of the compromise amendment may be worked over the weekend and submitted to the Senate before Tuesday's scheduled showdown in the compromise approach. Instead, the president worded in which the Senate liberals feel constitutional rebuke to the courts are growing the number of Northern Democrats favor substitute language actually used by the Supreme Court itself. They want to quote the High Tribunal's own words and admonish lower courts to take reasonable precautions against disrupting the election process in order and reapportionment of the state legislatures on the basis of population unless some made such substitution is made. A number of Democrats plan to vote against the compromise when the vote came about 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Their opposition could result in a debate at a Senate Congress compromise that occurred. The Liberals would reopen an all-out talkathon against a controversial Mansfield Jackson rather delaying an action by the Supreme Court reapproving and ruling for the indeterminate period. From that on, it will be touch and go whether the Liberals succeeded in sidetracking the matter ever since they overwhelmingly defeated on Jackson culture attempt on the Thursday that they have first increased the confidence they can win the reappropriation battle. However, the latest proposed compromise approachment already has been submitted to Senator Eugene McCarthy, Democrat of Minnesota, one of the sponsors of the Senate of Congress. Amendment in general, the proposed change to expect through him, and the other two sponsors are Senator Cuban H. Humphrey, Democrat of Minnesota, President Johnson's last running mate, and Senator Jacob K. Javits, Republican of New York. The original offer were not in Washington yesterday, but the three co-sponsors were. The right to change the amendment before it goes to vote, and the proposed changes are adopted instead of any Senate reviewed in the court. The language would be in line what the court actually intended what it ordered to be. Honolulu, Maxwell Taylor, U.S. Ambassador to Vietnam, arrived yesterday en route to Saigon after a conference with President Johnson. Taylor's aides said the American ambassador would be spending most of the day in Honolulu before resuming his flight to the Vietnamese capital at the unspecified time last night. The rains that never came here have cost American farmers from New England down to the Rockies millions of dollars in damaged crops this summer. A search press survey shows that they stand to lose millions more because drought conditions still prevail in many sections of the country. Compounded into farmers' worlds have been scorching temperatures that left fields parched. Rural counties and some agricultural states have been declared federal disaster areas and farmers obtained emergency loans. The dry spell has forced some communities to ration and curtail the use of water. Here is run down into the situation affected states in Kentucky. Drought claimed for an estimated cut of 50 million pounds of burley tobacco output to the state's major cash crop. In New Mexico, 15 of 32 counties receiving some kind of disaster drought aid water reported in short supply of state reservoirs. In New York, drought has lasted 5 months in some eastern and central upstate counties and resulted in dried up pastures, standard grain crops, and a scarcity of hay. Many communities have restrictions on use of water and dairymen as a result of a revision of the federal milk price formula to cover increased feed costs. In Indiana, serious forest fires threaten the southern part of the state unless substantial rain falls over the next 10 days. But low crop loss anticipated level wind and creeks in northwestern Indiana are the lowest levels in any decade. In Colorado, 5 eastern counties asking disaster relief as wheat crop hit the hardest. Misery relief from recent rains corn crop brought the state already damaged and pastures in poor shape. Kansas farmers in some central western areas waiting for rain before planting wheat. Then September rains have altered the situation elsewhere. Wisconsin, more than 20 counties declared eligible for federal assistance elbows as new rainfall has improved the situation. Pennsylvania, several counties in north central and northeast are receiving disaster aid. Hay, corn and pastures hardest hit. Texas moisture shut over the most of the state for livestock conditions generally poor and herds drooling in hay. Cotton and corn peanut harvest fair report. City water supplies mostly adequate, but some small towns of ration water. Illinois, corn and soybean crops are expected to be poor due to the August dry spell, and in Massachusetts, pasture conditions poorest in 15 years as apple, cranberry, and blueberry crops expect to be smaller than usual. Here, the race against time to register is estimated 70,000 voters to Washington by September 19th entered the second lap of its final heat yesterday, as assisted by intensive efforts of the district's 2 major political parties. Republicans and Democrats funded a citywide barrage of telephone calls and unregistered voters, all a part of the overall draft effort. A total of 250,000 persons signed up in their body. D.C. Board of Elections before the September 19th deadline. The Republican Central Committee said flying squads of young Republicans are being organized to go into the areas where large numbers of people will congregate today to remind them by pamphlet and word of mouth to register. All otherwise eligible voters, meaning nobody registered, will be called also. Democrats also a similar program underway, dependent on workers in each of the city's 91 voting precincts to contact the unregistered both young Democrats phone 333-8750, young Republicans phone 638-3730 or have organizations or driving service to bring those who want to be registered to the polls, and young Democrats already offer a babysitting service. Both parties all have staff members manning the switchboards at their central headquarters and sound trucks spreading the word throughout the city today. Yesterday, an estimated about 220 persons registered at Central Election Headquarters at the district building about 4:30 p.m. and bringing the total number of the registered voters in the district to 181,000. Last weekend, an estimated 4,500 persons signed up to the Washington Election. Board Chairman Charles H. Mace called it a very disappointing tribute to the heat and Labor Day weekend. Registration polls will be open today from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. in each of the 91 precincts, and the last opportunity to register will be next weekend within Saturday. That deadline before the big November 3rd election. Prince George's County registers will also take to the precinct levels today, stopping the polling place at 5 to 6. Frederick County from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then we'll have the same hour Tuesday for registration home precincts. Prince George and Washington are the only areas jurisdictions offering precinct registration today. In Warsaw, representatives of 6 nations discussed today the possibility of establishing an international scientific laboratory on the moon over the once lunar conquest is achieved. Participants were the United States, the Soviet Union, Bulgaria, France, Britain, and Poland. The panel was held on the part of the 15th International Astronomical Congress. Experts considered the numerous problems involved, but they made no commitment to such a mission. They did agree to conduct expanded talks in the future. Hong Kong, Typhoon Sally hit Hong Kong Glenton Bowl today. 7 persons were killed when a rain loosened boulder crushed a wooden hut. 8 other persons were injured in the same accident as officials. 13 were hurt in other mishaps caused by 60-mile-an-hour winds and heavy rain. Sally paused 30 miles north of the Hong Kong and to the China mainland. The General Accounting Office thinks that the Congress should outlaw the State Department's practice of allowing for foreign service officers to earn home leave while they taking it. The Comptroller General's report on the practice said that it cost the taxpayers about $566,000 in fiscal 1963. Also, the report said that the practice is unnecessary and an priority and should be clearly prohibited by the bylaw. Under the Annual Sick Leave Act 1951, the GAO explains home leave is granted a State Department of officers and employees at a rate of not to exceed 1 week for each 4 months of the continuous services outside the United States, and home leave is in addition to the annual leave and sick leave. And the purpose of home leave is noble, and the GAO concedes that its report doesn't quarrel with it. Congress itself agreed exclusively for the foreign service personnel should come to the United States as often as possible renewed with their knowledge of developments in the United States and their feeling for the American way of life. The report pointed out, however, that the reports that the GAO investigators were unable to find a logical basis to allow employees to accrue home leave while they are away for the overseas course for the purpose of taking home leave in the United States. And the report considered also that a neighbor of the State Department and the Civil Service Commission sees eye to eye with the GAO, and in the matter of the state says that the GAO view arises from a too restrictive interpretation and the purpose of home leave. And it does say, anyway, back in the middle of the 1950s, when the state didn't permit the stateside accrual of the home leave credits, and numerous errors in record-keeping and provided too costly and caused much confusion and employee dissatisfaction. Cancellation of the state's current home leave policies also would result in inequities and great serious morale problems, state argued. Let's take a look at the sports right now. Here is in Detroit, where the Senators again managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory this afternoon as Dick McColl's leadoff homer in the 10th gave the Detroit Tigers a 6-5 victory. As the Tigers appeared destined for a 5-4 defeat, and Jim Duckworth, fourth Washington pitcher, retired the first 2 many facing the ninth. With one striking him and Norm Cash landed his 22nd homer into the right field seats, tied at a 5-5 piece. And then, it must have been a risk ball here, which made both sides risk, and there will be a total of 31 hits by them. Both sides in 16 by. Detroit, this was Washington's highest hit total since July 16th. The innings are tough when you can't make 15 hits and still can't win. McColl's homer was his 23rd of the year and it was particularly delightful. To the partisan crowd of 4,122, a victory by the Senators would have been a triumph for Pistons because Detroit led most of the way, and the Nats started in 8 and went ahead of 5-1 and 9. Bernie Dell started and was knocked down in the second inning after yielding 3 runs. Don Rudolph gave up 1 run and Jim Hannon pitched 2 scoreless innings, and Hannon appreciated the winner until Detroit's home run spurred. Mickey Lolich started with his look, and in the 17th victory he was chasing the 7th, and Terry Fox struck over and was rescued by Fred Gladding. And the Tigers scored in the first inning on 3 singles, a double, and 3 singles. Other scores around the Major Jersey and American League was New York Yankees over Minnesota Twins 4-3, Cleveland Indians nipping the Chicago White Sox 11-10, and Los Angeles Angels over the Boston Red Sox 3-2. Kansas City and Baltimore will be playing as Baltimore Orioles will now lead the Chicago White Sox by 1 game in the American League over the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees here. And in National League scores, it was Milwaukee 8, Cincinnati 2, Chicago Cubs 3, St. Louis Cardinals 2, and San Francisco Giants 9, Philadelphia Phillies 1. Philadelphia Phillies have a 6-game lead on the St. Louis Cardinals and San Francisco Giants for first place in the National League. And Cincinnati not far behind at 17-64 with 7 games, and Milwaukee 11 games at 74-68. The UCLA Bruins surprised the Pittsburgh Panthers in NCAA college football action 17-12 as the 1964 preseason top 10 with the first place votes in the parentheses Mississippi in first place. High school football, it was Blair over Sherwood 25-6, Whitman 26, BCC 12, St. John's 42, Bladensburg 0. Richard Montgomery 14, Gaithersburg 6, Einstein 7, Wheaton 6, Perry 6, Northwood 0, Walter Johnson 13, Springbrook 6, Oxonville 20, Andover 6, and Harrisonburg 21, and Henley 0, and Central 15, La Pasta 6. The UCLA Bruins surprised the Pittsburgh Panthers in NCAA college football action 17-12. In Sports Hills, New York, American tennis prestige took a downward trend in Austrian fortunes moved steadily port toward on the Neocast guys today. Strata in the U.S. Singles Championships at West Ryan Tennis Club. Also, he's Rory Emerson and Fritz Stanley getting the final round of the tournament, and America's top two players, Chuck McKinley and Dennis Ralston, watched Sunday's showdown from the sidelines. Ralston went behind McKinley in the United States, but stated the secondary was the first to take the humiliation of defeat, losing to Stanley in the completion of a quarterfinal match that started on Friday. Ralston lost two quick games in South today and dropped to the two-day match 6-2, 6-3, 4-6, 6-3. And 0-7 and match was halted by darkness Friday with a score 7-7 in the fifth set. McKinley gave it a bigger shovel before bound to Emerson 7-5, 12-11, 6-4. In a semifinal match, Estelle later appeared against Rafael Osuna. The defending champion was swept into the final record with a convincing 6-3, 8-6, 6-3 travel to the Mexican. Our women's semifinals, Maria Drano of Brazil ousted Carol Hanks of St. Louis 6-4, 6-2, and Carol Gremner of Beechwood, Ohio turned down Nancy Ritke of Dallas 2-6, 9-7, and 6-4 to 3-hour match. Los Angeles Bob Hayes of Florida A&M, who had missed the first trials because of injuries, made the Olympic team today when he won the 100-meter dash in the final competition for select U.S. athletes on bound to Tokyo for the 6-4 Summer Olympics. Here, Hayes off to a fast start finish with his usual powerful thrust and was clocked in at 10.1 seconds. Trent Jackson of Rochester, New York, won in the first trials last month, was second and third place, went to Mel Pender of Atlanta, Georgia, and a photo finish with Gerald Asquith of Hayville, Massachusetts at the end of the first three events in the decathlon. Russ Hodge of New York West, leading with 2,307 points. Don J.D. of the Marine Corps was next with 2306 points after completing in the 100 meters long, jumping in the shot put. Hayes was given special permission to join the training squad, although he didn't even compete in the trials in New York. He had been hampered with leg injuries all spring, but they didn't bother me at all, said the powerful sprinter from Jacksonville, Florida. His clogging equaled the American record for 100 meters held by many, including Hayes. Havana and Cooper will send 40 athletes to Turkey for the October 40 to 24th Olympic Games. The Cuban Olympic Committee said today they will compete in boxing, fencing, and basketball, weightlifting, and gymnastics and rowing. Here, in Salem, New Hampshire, Roman Brother, a little Golding with a big move held on and Gimley won the first minute at a 125. That's it all added New Hampshire sweepstakes today and set a new track record. Before this win crowded 59-17 when he did the job for Order Lewis Wolfson, 6 holders of a sweeps tickets worth $100,000 a copy, and those who sold him in an odds in favor. The victory meant a $1 million prize in the sweepstakes for James W. Haley, 39, a telephone repairman who lives in 3008 16 Trailwood Road, Hyattsville, and H. Basil Sergeant of Baltimore. Haley was traveling long distance on the phone to a newspaperman and missed the run of the race, but enjoyed watching the take 3 run, which set out one in mind. Horse was 10th and he came on and win it. Haley said it was split the ticket and only when he bought with his mother and another relative and his mother. He was married as a 9-year-old daughter, the smallest 3-year-old in the race. Among the nation's top fights, sophomores came to the next to last at a clubhouse could win by a half length over Mrs. Henry Ober's Natalie Manor. Tartan Stables pursued climbing the third money after surviving a full claim in the lodge by Henry Grimm, who was fourth with Helmore, Finn Phantom Say. So, Phantom Shot. Roman Brother with Fernando Alvarez in the saddle was clocked at 155. 1/3 fought a mile and 3/16 over the fast track and center to the discard at a mark of 1 minute 57 seconds established by Flinty on November 16, 1946. Roman Brother, the favorite from the start to finish at the banks. Betting returned $3.80, $2.80, and $2.40, and Natalie Manor paid $2.89 to $3. Pursuit has saved $2 to $3.40 for the show backers. The third brother colt at $23,000 $500 Florida sales purchased by Wolfenson, who was once ran at Washington Street cars and buses, won his third class of the year, added in a rich purse to them, giving in a Jersey Derby and the American Derby, and a victory added $94,132 a pot, and gross at $104,820 earnings at a Roman Brother, which now total about $687,066 for 9 victories and 23 starts. There. Green Bay, Wisconsin is balling down in a matter of hours before the football possessed populace of 62-9 will be heavily following Sunday's National Football League showdown between the champion Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers that are thrown. Many will have to do it by radio at all. 42,338 seats at City Stadium have been sold for the Western Conference opener that promises to contain a goodly percentage of the designated thrills of the whole 14-game season. As to accommodate the mountain impatience of players and fans, the Redskins have events kick-off time from 2 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. for the opening National Football League game with the Cleveland Browns at DC Stadium tomorrow. Actually, our home games this season begin at a new time. There's a special courtesy today to see whether new quarterback Sonny Jurgensen can lead the Redskins over to the Browns, one of the Eastern Division favorites. There are 19 other newcomers of the Redskins squad. Several of them responsible for the first opening day solid crowd since 1947. Only 42,967 can watch today and tomorrow because all the regular football seats are not available, with the Senators still using the stadium. Middle linebacker Sam Huff will renew his classic personal deal with fullback Jim Brown, a treat to use to be reserved for Cleveland and Yankee Stadium when Huff was with the Giants. The odds say that Brown is 8 points better than the Redskins, but Washington fans are hopeful that rookie Charlie Taylor of Arizona State will do something to divide that by Landon by air. Flanker Bobby Mitchell likes his odds better now than the opposition will have to. It's on fullback coverage to left ends Angie Coyne and Joe Hernandez will like nothing better to see the Browns select them to concentrate on Mitchell. All three can bury a pen defending for 6 points, but probably none of them can match the straight round and rookie tail. He is Jurgensen's reserve weapon per the fearful decision up to the defense's back when he specials out of this running position a bit for Jurgensen's passive favors. Primarily Taylor is the outside runner. The Redskins have needed to mask their passing game, but he can also bust his way between the tackles and his 230 pounds, always looking for more yardage up that he twisted at hip and a flanking motion will avail him. The Browns, however, that assembly have shaped up like Earthland's web. Spreading wings, they have a wiki too. And Paul Warfield, who can take part from his left and stance. His emergence from a receiver has lightened into some connection around the flanker. Gary Collins and has shot up the respect for the quarterback Frank Brown's pass, and Warfield and Collins differ some of the mob will see used up king up Jim Brown as the development has influenced to the least. The experts put the Browns to the finish at least second in the division. The Redskins are marked for fifth place, just a stop down when they finished last season with a 3-11 record. What his rivers have been able to measure a chip lean accurately yet to how much the new leadership of the Redskins and offensive defensive line the units will mean. Jefferson knows how to set up these opposition and know how to exploit an inviting mission on all distances with his mixture of plays last week against the St. Louis Cardinals. Jefferson created opportunities for fullback Don Bessel to redeem the lefty Ramsey held out to the wiki like renovate Taylor. Bessel can confuse linebacker with his history and a sure-handed pain receiver at the defensive line that has been turned. Movable by the day key, it is getting more likely than the block in on the tight end pack withdrew his pressure from press Carpenter and former Sealer. Carpenter has both of the blocker and the pass shagger faster than Rickard all the way not so big. If provided a direction and example of defensive has been notable some of the performance their main men. A better defensive end than John Pettiskin and Trickler Joe Wiggins closed the gap. There's boy Evans on pass coverage and Redskin linebacker Yusuf Huff and Bob Peregrine and Red Breedlove, and there will be quality development from Jimmy Carr, obtained from the Eagles, and John Rupp, the former Steeler. The defensive backfield has not been made to look bad except by the Colts yet. It has been two wickets, Paul Cross and Tom Walters. Alternate right safety and Lonnie Sanders will use a second-year man already as a high-quality winning back. In Equinal, confident Ken Vittori held off at a fast-chasing Tony Lehman established a one-stroke lead after the first round of the day at the 36-hole World Series golf. Returning and seeing a runaway triumph in the American Classic a month ago, Venturi shot his Brooklyn 69 and 1 under par. But Venturi, who started the golf comeback when he went to the U.S. Open in June, was wavered on the 18th hole for his only bogey. Lamb's the only British Open on the lead with 5 holes, and Chairman had 3 British close with one stroke with 70. Master Champion Arnold Palmer and PGA titleist Bobby Nicholas shot themselves out of the picture. Palmer went 17 holes because he made the first birdie, scored at 74, and Nicholas was older than Sandy Koufax on a bay, held 2 double bogeys on the bat 9 and the flank with a 77. The final 18 holes in this televised meeting in the 4 major golf champions for it. Played Sunday began at 1 p.m. over the demanding 7,165-yard 5-stone course. The last drops to 15,000 for the second place man. And the number 2 will receive $5,000 apiece. A crowd of 6,000 watched the 4 championships during the first round played in the win on a cool day. Was no day for St. Venturi said the wind made the long holes longer and it did short holes shorter, and it didn't help either way. The difficulties of the course combined with the pressure caused by the size of the press created some wild and extremely slow golf. Not once did the foreman hit their same fairway with their drives, and more escaped without a bogey. All that it did was holes before Fossil tripped up Venturi. Ken's second shot on the 18th was on the front of the green, about 1 to 15 feet from the hole. He slugged the ball. It's already getting good, but it ended up 5 feet away, and Venturi missed that putt. The slow pace had Palmer fuming on can't play golf like this. He set up to 9 holes, once through in the back 9. Palmer hauled off this putt and walked to the steam and walked it onto the companion's move recorded for it. Silent protest against us. Slowness of play. I never play it. Then one of these things that they don't speed it up. Palmer said. If he finished. Okay, take a look at weather here. Our current conditions. 7 p.m. reports at National Airport. 65 degrees of temperature. Humidity is 65%. Wind speed 12 miles per hour. And barometer 30.01 inches here. Here to look at our 7 p.m. reports. 65 in the National, 63 in Dulles, 61 in Andrews, 64 in Annapolis, and 64 in Baltimore here. Scattered showers and thunderstorms covered the lower Mississippi Valley and the Tennessee Valley and the central Atlantic coast. And rain forecast for the remainder of southeastern states, while cool temperatures predicted over the plains and northeast and the Mississippi, Tennessee, and Ohio valleys here. And warm front from Mexico and cool front from Canada brings some cool air to much of the northern portion of the country here. Alright, take a look at our 7-day forecast. Okay, take a look at the forecast for tonight. We'll go like this. But tonight, we are going to see some clear skies and cloudy skies with about a low around 55 to 60 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy, cool, occasional rain. High will be in the mid-60s here. And gusty northeast winds becoming 25 to 50 miles per hour near the coast of Maryland. And Virginia coastline and Gilboa is displayed along the coast of Maryland. Monday, fair and cool. Low Potomac and Chesapeake Bay today winds northeast with 25 to 35 knots becoming stronger than the south and cloudy with occasional rain and visibly from 5 to 10 miles lower than 1 mile or less in rain. And sun's set tonight, 7:21 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 6:47 a.m. here. And those of you who are going to the Redskins game tomorrow against the Cleveland Browns at DC Stadium in the opener, it's going to be a windy and a rainy day on tap. So bring an umbrella and rain gear you. And that's me at the News for Washington, the Saturday report on this September 12th, 1964. On a Saturday, Peter J was here. I hope you have a good day and a good evening. I'll see you around. Have a good evening.